Check, check, check. Welcome, welcome. They'll be coming in a minute. Share it out. Sound check. I'd like to welcome you to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. I read my novels, other works in the public domain, and submissions from people like you. That's right, if you wrote something, send it on over, I'll read it. Tonight I'm going to give you a little preview of some upcoming work that Izzy, Pop, and Scully are going to do together from my novel Laissez, Bon Temps Rouler. Dragonflies, dragonflies. Robin M, Robin M, Robin M. Sound good? And diabolical. Come on in, pull up a seat, leave your coat at the concierge. Scuss, 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 scuss. Robin in, Robin in. Tingle, tingle, tingle. No fear, no fear, no fear. Diabolical. This is Izzy Pop. No fear, no fear. Come on in, tingle check, tingle check, tingle check. Scuff, 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 tingle check, tingle check. Brain tingles, brain tingles. Let's read, let's read, let's read. The like button 3 days ago. Let's read, let's read, let's read. Hey Maureen, how you doing? Scully's making progress. Let's just leave it at that. Working hard to get better, I promise. Robin in, diabolical. How's everybody doing? Let me see here.
In towns all across the country, locals are finding opportunities at Amazon with free tech training programs.
Too many meetings? Missing the key action items? It's time to put... especially on the second thing, I'll say.
Get that ready so y'all can check out that preview. Full screen. Thank you, everybody, for coming by tonight. Oh, thank you, Izzy. Popcorn, 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 popcorn. It's great. Just crocheting, hanging out with y'all tonight. Caucasian, 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 Sasquatch. Caucasian, 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 Sasquatch. Pop, 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 popcorn. Dragonfly. I've been summoned.
That fateful night started like every Sunday night at the Gretel house until my friend Boudreaux, sitting across from me in a booth, reached down into his duffel bag and pulled out an old Colt 45. There was an expression on the Cajun's face that I had never seen. I asked him what the hell he was doing, and he said, I'm getting ready to hold up the place. Not 5 minutes later, we were held captive. The night in question started ordinarily enough. We had shared 10 weeks of lonely, nothing else to do Sunday nights. Yes, those same people Sunday in and Sunday out. Going through the same routine. I'm punctual when it comes to a routine, so I found myself seated among them for the 10th Sunday in a row. The Sunday that Boudreaux snapped our last Sunday together. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. A few months before that historic night, I had returned from France, where I spent 2 years studying culinary arts. This was a big deal for me, for anyone. In many circles unheard of. I was very proud of myself. In fact, in Paris, I found the love for which I had searched my whole life. And that delicious amour was not some gorgeous man, but filling the hungry bellies of the human race. There was no doubt in my mind that I had found a home in this. I had talent, I had passion, and I had a reason to go on. The first time in my life, I didn't need the comforting thought of a man's love. Under the circumstances, or rather the critical direction of Chef Pierre, I learned the art of French cuisine. And more than just cooking the dishes, I learned how to set a table, how to serve wine, how to be proficient when it came to fine dining. Being a part of Chef Pierre's program also meant I could work anywhere in the world. I glowed surreptitiously with pride every time he congratulated me on my skills. He told me that I had this uncanny ability to describe the ingredients once I tasted a dish. He said I had depth. I understood acidity, nuance, that my presentation skills were par excellence. I also learned to speak French well. It happened that way, waking up one fine morning and saying aloud to myself, "Dang, Margie, you dreamt in French all night." So there I was, 20 years old, living abroad, going after it. Doing something only most people dreamed about. I thought I had made the right choice. Yet as time went by, and in spite of my freedom in Paris, nostalgia kept pulling me back home to Mississippi. For I was a Southerner at heart, and I longed for sultry nights. I wanted to suck on crawfish heads and eat corn and potatoes cooked in Zatarain's crab bowl. I even showed Chef Pierre how to make a kick-ass cocktail sauce, my own secret recipe. More than anything, I longed for my family. No, this is what I will tell the scriptwriter. Let me state for the record that my full name is Margaret Antoinette Maine, although I go by Margie. I have olive skin and freckles plague my face. My mom is from Puerto Rico, and my dad, God rest his soul, came from Irish descent. And if asked about my father's death, I will say it happened during my second month in Paris when I was learning how to prepare a piece of pork filet mignon. Chef Pierre was showing me how to stuff the meat with Beaufort cheese when an administrative assistant entered and said something in French, which I didn't get. My mentor turned to me with a befuddled look, unsure of how to respond. The first thought that came to my mind, something's happened with my visa. They're going to make me go home. Chef Pierre
Thank
wasted
you,
no
Izzy.
time telling me that it was my father.
Coin on
Je
it.
suis désolé, he said, adding, mes condolences, and then blended words about a terrible car accident, which wasn't all too clear. I remember thinking the next words out of the chef's mouth would be that my father was up at the hospital recovering. It wasn't to be. I knew at that moment I would never see my father again. Oh God, I thought, how can this be? I felt the room vibrate. I remember stumbling backward. The world as I knew it shattered. My father, the man I most adored, gone. Cold turkey, deleted from my life. 2 days later, I returned home to Long Beach, thinking I was no longer the black sheep of the family. After the funeral, I was torn between staying with my mother and continuing my life abroad. There was my mother, after all was said and done, telling me, "Margie, you gotta go get it sometimes. Don't be scared, baby. Sometimes you have to knock on doors. And whatever you do, don't procrastinate. Your father's gone and he's not coming back." I didn't want to admit it, but I think she was trying to tell me there was nothing holding me back anymore. Actually, nothing holding either one of us back. We were free to choose our own lives now. So back to Paris I went. While I was in Paris, it gave me time to think about my mother. I missed her very much. I felt I had left her behind. Guilt consumed me for many days and nights, especially on those lonely evenings when Paris seemed asleep. I felt I had no choice. Was my sanity at stake? Was I selfish? It was my dream, after all. The fact alone that I had worked under Chef Pierre would get me a job at any fine eatery
We're going
in
to
New
listen
York.
to another version of
Plus,
this
I had to
too.
find out what I was looking for.
Thank you,
I
Benny.
suddenly saw Paris in
The
a
Butt
new light.
Files was gifted a membership.
Anyway, let me take a break right there. It's actually the middle of a lot of these chapters are really short. It's a 150-page book. You could actually read it in a couple of days. But yeah, you know, I mean, I made all that up.
Hey, Nora.
It's actually published, man.
Rumsky, Rumsky, Rumsky,
Amazon
Rumsky.
and all that. Yeah, so she's back over at Paris now.
Finally getting some relief, everybody.
Roxanne,
It's been tough with
you
the
don't
pain,
have to
but
put on the red light.
they're working with me, so.
Roxanne Okawa, hello.
What's that? We gotta hear
See
that.
a lot in my feed. Roxanne.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Yeah, getting restless over here at the House of
Roxanne.
Thrillers. Hey, I'm glad you made it. Welcome to the House of
Crazy.
Thrillers. Roxanne. Roxanne.
Light it up,
You
Rumsky.
don't have to put on the red light.
Come on, members. Let's see those emojis.
Roxanne. I hated I had to start the live stream over.
Benny Loca.
So what are you guys up to? Roxanne.
Benny Loca.
Hunter, you gotta cover that one. That'd be cool.
PPR,
Oh,
PPR alert, PPR, PPR.
Santa Maria. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
See
it's a
that?
boaty.
Roxanne. I'm a good, I'm not a very good singer, but what's up, Elbow Cough? Where's Elbow Cough? That'd be a good name for a channel.
Let's go on over to this other reading.
Roxanne, I appreciate you coming in tonight. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Poetically Yours by Javier Santa Maria.
Santa Maria, bottle caps. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. That's paranormal.
Tonight, we're back here at the library in the House of Thrillers, and I'm planning on doing a reading of chapter 28, kind of take you guys through the process, and you can see what I do behind the scenes as far as reading the novel, the actual writing of it. I go in later and do the editing, but got a couple of things set up here tonight. Kind of kill two birds with one
Dropping them
stone.
like
and
hotcakes.
Just wanted to come on and see how everybody was doing tonight.
DJ,
I know that a
hey
lot
Bill,
of us are cooped up. and
Billska.
just trying to find things to do to keep our mind occupied, or our minds on something else. But,
I'm not sure what
just
reading
like
this
you guys,
is, but it'll be
encourage you
good.
guys to hang in there, and you know, just know that we'll all
Feeling
get
pretty
through
good, is he?
this. At any rate, I've got my lapel mic on as well, working here with my Blue Yeti, and check.
Huh.
Check.
You can't hear me talk? Let's see how that works.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm pretty good.
Is that better?
It's good.
Hey, Arlie.
Nice little overhead angle. Y'all see what's different about my next video. I got a new studio back here, and Just kind of real excited to get some of this stuff rolling.
How's that? Is that better?
I know it's late. You know, a lot of you guys don't hit the sack, and some of us insomnias out here just trying to. Welcome to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully. So like I said, I'm going to be reading.
I pulled the video down about
28,
halfway. Can you
and,
hear it already?
Some of you guys have been following along with the story. You may or may not know where we're at. That's my Dutch coffee shop. Let's see here.
Diabolical.
It says my camera is running live. So usually at this point, I try to make sure that my mic's all set up good, and you know,
They're coming
get into
in.
a flow of reading. And you know, for a lot of you guys out there that are creators yourself, and some of you guys use bullet points, some of y'all use scripts, but just know that when you film, like above me over here, I've got my other camera set up. Just know when you film that you want to film for the edit, so you don't have to get it all right on one take. I mean, sometimes I'll say my lines 3 or 4 times until I get it right. And you know, you always might want to double check that you wipe your little eye hole off on your camera, and that everything's running, so you don't have to do an extra take. Yeah, you know, things have been going pretty well. We've had a lot of growth on the channel, and trying to reel in some of these ideas.
This is one of my first
next
recordings live.
Start reading a
way back
bit.
when.
You know, it usually takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to do this, so
I am 4 years older now.
and, we're over in chapter
Don't
28.
quite look that great, but
So let me see here.
Nora, how you been doing? I haven't seen anybody lately. I miss you. Oh, is he coming in with that 5 slap? Thank you, darling. Oh my God, just Samson. What the world? Just Samson.
Now, like I said, you're going to get a little bit better version of this when I publish it tomorrow or the next
to
day.
see
I'll
you.
get the editing done and then put that up there for you guys.
So I'm a little wishy-washy right now with the
anyway
broadcast, but we're looking at an old video recording that I did from my novel. I think this one's from Dutch Coffee Shop. It should be, might be kind of wild.
Now, before I start reading, I do have to do my intro, and I kind of know that by heart. So, you know, you guys ought to be able to explain what your channel's about in one sentence, basically. So, y'all bear with me here for a minute.
Yeah, let's keep this channel going, guys. I got so much I still want to do.
The House of Thrillers.
In the fight for my life right now, health-wise, and
reads to you.
doing everything I can, you know.
Novels with sound effects and B-roll that goes along with the story. So if you like books on tape with a twist, stick around. Subscribe to the channel. It's that little red button below the video. And if you're on a phone, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Today,
Stony
we're going to be
Baker,
reading
Stony
chapter
Baker.
28. So buckle your seatbelt. It's quite the ride, and we'll see you on the other side. So now, you know, I'll cut an intro in there and then, you know, come back and just start with my work. And, you know, if you guys come in, y'all just sit back and relax. I'm going to be reading here for a couple of minutes. And,
Filska.
Chapter 28.
Stony.
William Dempsey dated Natalie Bowman in the 9th grade. She was one of those popular Southern girls, church-going, always dressed appropriately, hair perfect, nails manicured, big bright cheerleader smile. Tennis lessons on the weekends, just the girl for him, or so he had thought.
Sunshine.
During their 3 years together, he had often pictured himself settling down and starting a family with Natalie, until the day he saw her kissing Lance McComb, the star quarterback at Long Beach High School. William was devastated. He remembered the pain he'd gone through. William also wondered if his life would have been different if his father and brother had been around to give him advice on the ladies. I'm sure I could use some right now, he told himself. Femke kept looking at him with this exotic blue-eyed stare from the heavens. She definitely reminded him of Natalie, except for the fact that Natalie had gotten pregnant during her senior year. Poor Lance. Timon the Boer noticed Femke flirting with William. He pulled the lad over to the side and said, I must warn you, William. She may try to seduce you. No, he's got to be joking, William thought, trying not to look in the model's direction. He could feel her eyes upon him. Klaus is always having to fight with the Femke, Timon whispered in William's ear. Between you and me, I believe she has been with many of the boys in Tunisia. William didn't know what to say, so he stammered, I guess I'll have to keep my eye out for her. Timon turned to Augustino and said something in Dutch. One of the words sounded like coffee to William. He watched as the black man
Janica.
Yes, boss. Coffee straks, right away. The words came out crisp, each word pronounced to its fullest, leaving him with a snappish dialect. William said, Man, he sounds pretty wild. Augustino speaks a combination of the languages. Originally, he comes from the Mozambique in Africa. He has been in Holland for many years. The old Don pulled out a bag of weed and began making a joint. First, we had the coffee, then we talked to the Femke around. William asked, You can smoke in here? Natürlich, just normally. You cannot buy in the pub, no? But you may smoke. Each place is different, you must ask. Some places it is verboten. Augustino Macaringue returned with the 3 miniature cups of coffee and set them down on the bar in front of him. All she believed, he said. William looked at Augustino and said to himself, Dang, he sounds like that black man who used to do the old 7-Up commercials. The one with the white teeth and deep voice with that laugh. After Timo rolled a joint and held it up for all to see, William grinned like an actor auditioning for a toothpaste commercial. He said, Fire that thing up. Ooh, lekker, Femke clucked. As the spliff made its way around the circle, a heady aroma surrounded them. "'Tis good shit, boss," said Augustino. "Ik ben heel." Oh, sorry. "Ik ben heel stoned," Femke said. William gave the joint a few puffs. He had already smoked the strong weed with Timo back at the farm, so he had grown somewhat used to it. Augustino turned to William and said, "You like the Dutch smoke?" William handed him the joint. "Oh, yeah." Augustino said, "Where did you say you were coming from?" "Orlando, Florida," William pretended. "You know, Disney World." "I have heard of this place," the African replied.
Thank you, Benny.
"Mickey Mouse, yes?" "That's right," William said. Femke tucked her head in and said, "So fun it would be. I have always wanted to go to the Disney World." To William, then Augustino said, "Is this your first time in Holland?" Bloody hell, he thought. Do all Americans look alike? The young lad is the splitting image of Hunt, and the whiteys say we all look alike. I've never been even out of the States before, William said. The black man took notice of the clock on the wall. I must open the pub now. I will see you later. Okay, William said. It's nice to meet you. Strange people entered the pub by the minute. Strange people entered the pub by the minute. Before long, every table, bar stool, and cranny was occupied. Timon switched from coffee to a beer called Hoegaarden, a Belgian non-filtered white brew made with wheat, coriander, and orange peel. Now we have a real drink, William. William said okay, took the beer and sipped it at the foamy substance. Not bad, he said. It is a real beer, William. I find the taste is very nice. More customers continued to march into the pub by the minute. Timon seemed to know everyone. People came up and introduced themselves to William, who now had 8 beers lined up on the bar in a semicircle. Damn, he said to himself, if I drink all these, they're going to have to carry me out of here on a stretcher. The alcohol content was high, he had been told, more than 5%. The pot had caught up with him, too. Here we go again, William thought.
Infinite.
You must watch out, Augustino told him. The alcohol will knock you down. William let out a belch that would make any redneck in Harrison County proud. He said, somewhat slurring his words, you telling me? Shit, the fucking weed's good too. Through a mouthful of white teeth, the African laughed. It takes some time to become used to the life. William looked over the room and noticed the Dutch girl, Femke, at the foosball
Busy
table,
pop, busy pop, busy
hanging
pop.
out with some pretty girls.
Say
None of
blue.
them could have been more than 16 or 17.
Oh my God.
He also noticed that the females
Sorry, I
were
couldn't help it.
nodding in his
I know you
direction,
tried.
especially Femke, who seemed to control
Lord.
everyone around her. Oh, hell, William
So
said
sorry.
inwardly.
Thank you,
You
though.
know this girl's nothing but trouble.
Just saying.
Timon backhanded the young American lightly on the chest. I must leave you now. Stay by to Femke until Klaus comes. Great, William thought. Now what am I going to do? Timo, then he said, thanks for everything. That's not the problem, the Dutchman said. We shall meet again soon.
Awesome, Janica. Benny.
You are to follow me now. I'm sorry, Femke. You are to follow me now. William heard the model say from behind. I show you the way. Damn, she doesn't waste any time, William shot.
Coffee artist.
William shot Timon a God help me look. The model grabbed William's hand and led him out of the pub to a side entrance. A decrepit staircase stood before them. Dirty plates and empty beer bottles covered the steps. The incline smelled like rotting carcass. As he followed Femke up the flight, creaks and moans, noises you hear on an old ship at sea, called back to them. Upstairs, William noticed the hall divided into various rooms and an exit sign that dangled perilously from a wire above a fire escape. Upstairs, William noticed the hall divided into various rooms and an exit sign that dangled perilously from a wire above a fire escape. This is the room from you, Femke said, pointing to her left. She pushed the door open to what appeared to be an old closet. William took about 3 seconds to say, well, it's not the Hilton. So you guys, I'm right in the middle of a reading, and I have my other camera recording right now, so I'm taking you guys through the process partly of how I make my videos And I'll get back to the chat here in just a minute, but I'd like to welcome you guys in and hear a little bit of behind the scenes action going on. Something maybe to take your mind off all the stuff going on in the world right now, take you to a different place. Let me go ahead and continue because I've got a camera going up top over here, and the model cocked her head sideways and said, "Sorry, I do not speak such good English sometimes." William looked at Femke. Comically, he said, "Oh, it's nothing. Is it not so beautiful, no?" Let me see something here. I'll skip a whole page. So she's brought him up to his room, and this is actually kind of what happened when I moved to Holland. But she says, "This is the room from you." And then he says it was not the Hilton. And yeah, she doesn't really get what he's saying, So
first.
She's like, "Sorry, I do not speak such good English sometimes." Oh, shit. Let me see here. What's you guys up to? Hunter. No, my God. It is live. Oh, man. Right? William looked at Femke. Comically, he said, "Oh, it's nothing." And she said, "Is it?" Okay. And then William says to her, "I need to take a shower." Oh my God. Oh, you guys up to? Y'all tripping me out. Welcome to the House of Thrillers. Okay. Anyway, let me get back here. Finally, the model said, "Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes, I show you the way. I show you the way." She led him to a room full of mildew. "We call it the douche."
Bam.
"Privately," William said. "I guess it's a community bathroom." He thanked Femke and shut the door behind him. He heard the model scuttle off down the hallway. After doing the duty, he wondered how to flush the commode. Following a frantic search, William spotted a cord hanging above his head. He winced as he tugged on the chain, sighed when he heard the loud gurgling sound of water. He looked around the bathroom covered in filth and wished for a canister of Comet. The lavatory appeared to have been thoroughly neglected for years. The shower was nothing special, a stainless steel enclosure with a plastic curtain. To make matters worse, William had to wrestle with the shower knobs for a few minutes in order to obtain a suitable temperature. As he stood drying his naked body, the model walked in on him. No knobs, no nothing. "I was afraid you might try something like this. You were so wide."
Chapter 28 from Dutch
What'd
Coffee
she say?
Shop.
Wide? Like broad-shouldered? He just stood there dumbstruck, stark naked, with a fluffy blue towel in her hand. Femke van der Waal said, "Als je het nodig hebt, dit is voor jou." Thanks," William said, taking the towel. "Alsjeblieft," Femke shot back. "She may try to seduce you, William. She may try to seduce you." Timon's words were resonating in his head. Femke flirted with her eyes. "I have the coffee made. Would you like one cup?" "A cup of coffee, sure," William said. "Just give me a minute. I'll be right out. Let me just get my things together." "You come when you have ready done," she said, strutting off. "You come when you have ready done," she said, strutting off. William slowly threw on a pair of Levi's and a flannel shirt, thinking about what she might try to do, and headed down the hall. He was in a daze. Saw the half-open door to Femke's room. When he neared the entrance, he was stunned. The model was leaning over,
Easy, Paul.
laboriously attempting to wedge on a pair of
Reach out,
jeans.
Reach out.
Shit, William said to himself, not believing his eyes.
Come on in.
Femke
Share
van der Waal, who waited for the
and share.
American to open the bathroom door before beginning her act, she let out grunts of frustration. In her peripheral vision, she saw that William was hesitant in his steps, almost too shy to approach. In an effort to finagle her right butt cheek into her jeans, she twisted to one side, displaying her sexy tattoo. Through a crack in the door to Femke's room, William noticed the tattoo on her left ass cheek, a dagger with a rose wrapped around it. He rapped lightly on the door, trying not to look, and saw Femke's pretty face staring upside down at him between her legs. "Oh, sorry." "Oh, sorry," she said from the bent-over position. "I've not to see you come." Yeah, right, William thought. Just like Timon said, she's trying.
She's trying.
"You come inside now." Her voice was deliberate. "Yeah, we have the coffee, okay?" William took a seat and watched as she poured 2 mugs. Femke set the pot back down, lifted the sugar bowl, and delicately scooped brown, lumpy crystals into each cup. Anyway, he's met up with this girl in Holland, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, my English is not so good sometimes. It is first time for you coming to Holland." "First time in a foreign country ever," William told her gently. "You like Holland, yeah?" If all the girls are like you, hell yeah, he thought. He, however, said, "Yes, I do." They drank coffee for a while, talked about the differences between Holland and America. William wondered if she comprehended half of what he told her. Oddly, Femke kept looking out the window, flapping the marijuana branches aside. She sipped at her coffee frequently, smiled a lot and talked when she could find the English words to fill her thoughts. She was so damn beautiful, he couldn't stand it. Her lips, her face, her skin, everything. As she moved her mouth, William couldn't help but wonder what it was like to be with someone like Femke van der Waal. She was just as pretty as those girls in the Victoria's Secret magazine. "So you come for the vacation time?" Femke brushed her warm brown hair behind her ears. Her blue eyes glittered. "Yeah, I just got out of high school last year," William told her. "My parents came here a long time ago on their honeymoon. When they were here, they met Timon and became good friends. Through the years, everyone stayed in touch. My mama's been trying to get me to come over here for a while. So I figured I'd finally take my European vacation." "How long time will you stay in Holland?" "I'll be here for a while, but I'm planning to go see some other things." The model reached over and retrieved her stash, the goods on the table next to her, and She set the goods on the table next to her cup, looked up at the American and said, "Shall we have a smoke?" "Sure," William said, thinking it was a normal activity wherever you went, except for those places Timon kept warning him about. Well, whatever, he'd figure that out later. After the two of them polished off a joint, William said, So you've known Timon for a long time then?" Femke van der Waal had a proud look on her face. She said, "Timon, yeah, long time we have known, since I was a little girl. I really like him. He's an incredibly nice person. A good man for the peoples, Timon is." Both of them were startled when the door opened. Femke looked up and saw her lover framed in the doorway. Klaus had caught them by surprise.
Robin
To the rock star gangster, she said, "Klaus, I didn't hear you coming up."
Is he?
William wondered what Femke said to the grunt.
Hey, Joe. Stony tinkles.
So he said that in
In
Dutch.
luck.
Okay. William wondered what Finka said to the grungy-looking mobster who stood there with a menacing look on his face. One that said, "What the fuck is going on here?" William recalled seeing the blonde Dutchman in the road. Somehow Klaus looked different now, vulnerable in front of his girlfriend. William wondered right away how much animosity stood between the two lovebirds. The long-haired blonde gangster from the road and the bitch from hell. And this is the point, you guys, where I do the ending of my video, and here it goes. So y'all, I'm not going to end the stream. I'm just going to do the end of my video, which is running above me. If you like the video tonight, if you enjoyed the video tonight, don't forget to hit the like and leave a comment down below. We're over here, full reading a Dutch coffee shop, or down here, hit that little picture of me. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you on the other side.
Pretty cool, huh? How you doing, Shane? Great to see you.
So
Our
guys, that
delights.
was
Thank
me
you. Thank
ending
you.
Let me leave those on. Ending my video.
Very light.
And sorry I haven't been able to keep up with the chat, but it took me 27 minutes to read just part of chapter 28. And
Kimmy.
as you can tell, I probably need some water or a sip of coffee here. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Hope. And after you get done, I mean, some of you guys know this from making your own videos. After you get done, you hope that everything went good with it. Like, oh, did I make sure I hit the record? But I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to log into my live stream here and kind of kick back for a minute. Where we go. Hope that everything went good.
Pigs could fly. We'd have ship
Who got out here tonight? Hey, let's jump back here. Well, I got my reading done, so tomorrow I will edit that. It'll sound really nice by the time I get done with it. And
let's see if we can't get back to Laissez
I
Bon.
know that I'm going to read.
Izzy and I are going to read
I'll
this
save that for
screenplay
tomorrow.
that I wrote for my book, Laissez Bon Temps Rouler.
And Laissez Bon Temps Rouler. Book about a Cajun man who loses his crawfish farm due to the Gulf oil spill.
Teamwork lights you up. With Asana, many hands coordinate across many different types of teams, keeping tiny tasks and big light bulb moments on track and on time, so your team can light up the world. Try Asana.
He hit his chin on the edge of the pool and split it wide open. The team that we had at Ochsner Hancock, they were phenomenal. We don't have to try.
A little bit of background, kind of show you what I do whenever I research for a novel. Yeah, I'll read to you here. Sounds good. I took this character, Michel Boudreau, and I took his lineage back to the 16th century in France, where the Cajuns originated. And
y'all hear that all right?
You know, where they came over and where they settled in Newfoundland.
Sound check.
I believe Acadian back then, but during that time, the French and the English were at war, and as you know, the English basically came over and took over everything and kicked the French out, and a number of them went to South Louisiana, where they found a place where they could settle in the swamps. You know, there was nobody living down in there, and the New Orleanians were like, sure, go live down there. So they built shacks on the water and lived with the alligators and the snakes and everything else. So I created this character, and a lot of them farm crawfish, call them mud bugs, farm crawfish for a living. And Boudreau is an old crawfish farmer, and he's more or less kind of settled down. We're got a little farm down there in South Louisiana, and it gets destroyed by the Gulf oil spill. So, I came up with this idea, it really, that kind of stuff really happened to people down there. They lost different things. But this old Cajun guy, and he speaks this kind of half French, half English dialect. Because what happened through time, the people that moved to South Louisiana they spoke a dialect of French that was like old French, like listening to old English. And they preserved it in time, and it got mixed in with like our English. So it was like old French mixed in with English. So, hey, P class, come on in. I'm about to read to y'all in here in just a second. And having some technical difficulties, but I think we got that worked out for the most part. My audio is not perfect. But in the book, the story, there's a young woman, and it's told from the point of view of her. Her name is Margie Main, and she's been studying culinary arts in France.
Is it you polishing up on your French?
To receive an inheritance from her father.
Izzy's going to read the character Margie Main. We're going to read this together.
Hey, so. Michael, how's it going, man? Nice to see you, brother. Yeah, it was a mess back then, man. Who knows what's still down there, Hunter?
Oh, Jesus, I had to
She comes back, she's like, start this restaurant.
Hey, Sable.
Like, as you can imagine.
I didn't see y'all come in. Hey, listener. We're watching an old golly, Jenny, how you doing, darling?
So she starts to.
So sorry, I had to refresh my chat.
Once a week, she wants to go binge out at the Waffle House, and I think
welcome to the show, everybody.
Call it the Griddle House, but she goes there and kind of pigs out,
Izzy, get them, Jenny.
Every Sunday, and then it's like the same people. When you go into a Waffle House, like a lot of times you see the same people there. On any given night. I've spent a lot of times. I love pecan waffles, so I
great, Stoney.
Look around and what's going on in there. Anyway, I came up with this idea. What if this guy lost his crawfish farm, and this girl that's been in France studying under this great French chef wants to come back in America, open a restaurant. So she meets this old Cajun guy at the Griddle House. And they hit it off. She's 20 years old. He's 87. He's lived a prosperous life. He's not really devastated from the loss of his farm because he's more or less, I don't get into it.
Waffle House gives me the try.
More or less retired.
Hey, Hannah. How you doing?
So, but he comes up with this plan to get back at the oil company. And part of that plan involves holding up this Waffle House one night. And the book involves the 7 deadly sins. And he picks out 7 of the regular patrons that he sees there every Sunday night. And he starts,
I'm so glad to say that they finally gave me something for my pain.
But he follows them around in their
private lives. What I can with the doctors trying to make progress.
He learns all these things about him that, like,
can you hear me all right?
Nobody ever would find out. So, make a long story short, he holds them all hostage, and like throughout the night, he's gonna make them admit all this crazy stuff about their lives. And of course, Margie, she's the protagonist of the story, or the hero. So something like has to happen with her, and he doesn't identify her with any of the deadly sins, but at the end,
okay, good, Robin.
And
Robin,
you can get
on the back.
In most of my videos, you can get the links to if you want to get a copy of this book, or you can get the ebook. Let me see something here. I guess maybe I just got y'all's attention right now. I don't see anybody chatting.
Well, hello, Marie.
You guys still out there, huh? Y'all want me to
How
read?
you doing, darling?
How about a yes?
Scully's here. Shh. Don't be scared. Sable, Izzy gifted you a membership earlier.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
24 in chat, share it out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Been missing you.
You know, it's kind of weird how I started this book. And I wonder how many people got on this. I started this book like in the future, you know, it's after everything's already happened and like what's happened to Margie in the story.
Janica.
And it was so crazy what happened to her. Hey, Eric, how's it going, buddy? That somebody wanted to make a movie out of it. So the way I started the book in the prologue is kind of after the fact. And what I did was have them actually making this movie in the prologue in the beginning. And Margie's like, she's not really one of the actors. There's a lady named Miss Starr that playing her in the movie. And but they've invited her out to the set to watch, and they've maybe put her 2 cents in about what happened that night.
Nora Scott.
But and it's the autumn of 2016, and here they are. The director tells me the script is rather wound-like. From a production standpoint, it teeters on a nightmare. We've got all these people confined to a small space, and frankly, I'm getting as cranky as some of the cast. He's rambling now, delirious. Not to mention, there are just too many match cuts and montages. In spite of the director's fussing, I know he looks to get my point of view. After all, the story is about me, Margie Main. It is the very reason for which I have been included on the set. In fact, anytime a scene goes awry, the director angles his eely head in my direction.
Love.
He has asked for my advice more times than I can count, and I don't think he gets it. I know he's doing his best to put it on screen, but I don't see the justice yet. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe the picture as a whole will come together, my subconscious tells me. The director starts snapping around like a mouse spotting cheese. Actors and actresses take their positions. I think it's the 8th or 9th take. I've lost count, and I can see that the director has had about enough of this scene. He says to the young girl playing me, No, Miss Starr. It's a simple voiceover, dear. I look over at Miss Starr and wonder if she's about to take the director's wrath. She says, Oh, that's right. The scene opens up with Margie thinking about all that bad stuff that happened to her. Great, the director snaps. Are we ready now? Miss Starr says, yes. Oh, this is hilarious. The director says, Don't forget Margie is a young American girl just returning from France. She's been running from her problems, never finding the love she seeks. This brings flashbacks to my mind. While I don't oblige everything the director says, I believe this woman will do a decent job of portraying me, to represent the distraught woman that I became that tragic night. Hollywood has certainly found it interesting enough to make a movie. Action, the director yells. Miss Starr begins her recitation. It's going well for a minute until... Cut, the director yells. No, I told you, Miss Starr, you have to pretend you're holding a straight face. Otherwise, it's not going to come out right. He holds his arms akimbo, leaning forward in her face. You're forgetting that Margie is having this epiphany as she tells the world why she became the way she did. The director smiles. Not a genuine smile. Remember, it's in the scene that Margie sees Gabe's face for the first time, and she knows that her world will never be the same. He's spot on there. The director claps his hands in front of my character and says, You ready now? I think so, Miss Starr says. I look down at the script and hear the director shout, "Okay, people, action!" And you can actually see it right here, the way I wrote it. Let me see if I can angle that in for you guys. This is actually how you write script. And I've written a couple of screenplays myself, but the way I wove that in there, and so that in the scene, the angle is on. I hope you guys can hear me okay. This is funny. So like in the scene, the angle's on Margie, and Margie's sauntering toward Gabe, incomprehension on her face. She can hardly believe what she sees. Extreme close-up of Gabe's burned face. Margie voiceover. I knew when I saw Gabe's face that it all made sense. I had confronted my demons. My problems, well, beat. I had run from them, you see, because what had happened to me. Let me put it this way. Because of my problems, I was never able to trust. I was never able to I had idolized my father and not known why. My mother, she was simply an enigma. Deep down, I guess I always knew. My eyes divert back to the director, who says in astonishment, "Cut! That's still not it." Miss Starr appears demoralized. She doesn't seem to understand the facial expression which accompanied the lines. She's not doing that bad a job, I say privately. In a way, I'm glad the director has left some details out. Truly, I did love my parents. I loved them with all my heart. I know they did the best they could, but I wanted the world to see the truth. And part of that truth meant revealing what had happened to me. How disturbed my father had been. How fragile my mom had become. I try to put myself in her shoes, dealing with this troubled teenager, problematic child that she could neither save nor nurture. Not under the circumstances. I think about how that must have affected her, how it hardened her, how she watched a helpless young girl and her infinite craving to be loved. No, there was never any turning back for me. Despite the consequences, in a metaphorical sense, I moved constantly. My childhood, its romantic dreams, its illusions, its grandeur covered me like a blanket, keeping me warm in my coldest moments, my blackest moments. It was true. I don't think anyone knew how frigid my life had become. Who had an answer for everything. Yet when it came down to it, and not in a way that I would have ever thought, one man stood before me and my destiny. His name was Michel Boudreaux. The reality of my life until I met him had been a run from my problems. Where I thought was the finish line, where I found ubiquitous love, gratification, nothing hurtful or shameful. The script in my hand was proof enough. Also, I now understand why my father handled me the way he did. He must have been at his wit's end, a deep, dark place. Sometimes you're just dealt a sorry hand, and the only way to cope with it is to go with what you got. I expect that was my father. Now I can only wonder how the world will see this tragedy that took place. So that's the prologue. What do you guys think of that? I'm gonna go back in the chat.
Let's see here.
Hey Ginger, how are you? Nice to see you.
How y'all like? You like?
Honey, what up? What up, Big Don? Got Eric Garcia in the house, Hunter Wren. You got Rita's Juicy Life. P Class, how are you doing? Michael Jordan, my man. What's everybody doing tonight? I'm coming hardcore. That's what's up.
A little fish in the kitchen. A fish. How you doing, Marcel? Play these fucking ads. Kidding me? Vegas, Vegas. Vegas, Vegas, paranormal. Ska, 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 ska. Vegas, paranormal. All my love, deep down in the soul, down in the abyss of bliss. It's the insane reading show. A little fish in the kitchen. Little fish, little fish. Light it up. Native Katza, darling. Here's 5 scuds for you, 5 tinkles. Grammy scud, Grammy scud, 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 scud. Native tingles, tingles, native tingles. Froggy and a cha, 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 cha. Native tingles. All my love down deep in my soul. Grammy ska, 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 ska. The Froggies was gifted a membership on Native Cats. H.I. was gifted a membership on Native Cats. Light it up with those emojis. The realest McCoy was gifted a membership. Ball Dog was gifted a membership. Native. Ska, 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 ska. Gold Coast Granny. Ska, ska, ska. Tingle, 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 tingle. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can go back and get some recognition here for a minute. Excuse me. Just going to run down the list here. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, everybody. Izzy Pop, Benny Loco, Thank you so much, darling. Wow, over 10 members tonight already. Wow. I really enjoy the membership program. I'd like to get back to the member stories or possibly do some other stuff. But I do need to pace myself. Obviously, I'm not 100% yet, but my doctor came through today and gave me some relief. So I'm looking at progress. Just want to make sure I recognize everybody that supports the channel monetarily there. And of course, we appreciate your time coming here. Obviously, my voice is not up to par yet, but Izzy Pop and I plan to read Laissez, Bon Temps Rouler. Yeah, we push on those watch hours a little bit. I'm down about 500 hours from the quota, so thank you, Debbie. Sit back here, stretch my back for a minute. Brain tingles. Tingle, tingle. Tingle, 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 tingle. Let it all go, Benny. Tingles. Benny tingles. Benny loco. Benny loco. Sounded like the squirrels in the chimney, Scully. They what? Tingle, 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 tingle. Tongue clicking. Benny scut, 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 scut. Izzy scut, 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 scut. Izzy tingles, Izzy tingles, Izzy tingles, Izzy tingles. Robin in, Robin in. Let's see, let me see. Chica, chica, chica. Ska, 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 ska. Chica, chica. Ska, 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 ska. Chica, chica. Boom, chicka raw. Forrest, Forrest, I want to go home, Forrest. Okay, Bubba. Forrest. Make me a bird so I can fly far, far away. You're gonna feel a little sting. That's pride fucking with you. Boom, chicka, meow. Kitty, 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 kitty. Janica. Janica. That's right. My mom told me when I was a junior, I made a big, big bobbin. Cool, let me tell you. Every Sunday, she take me down to the boucherie where they slaughter that hog. Cool, let me tell you. Going down on the bayou, down South Louisiana. That mama was a bone-cut bean. All right, all right. How's everybody doing out there? Turning my wrench in for a sword. Benny Loco 007, licensed to chill. Get over there and check her out. So how would you rate tonight's stream on a scale of 1 to 10? Robin and Tinkle Brain. Yay, 1010, my number, my favorite number. Oh, Benny. All right, Kimmy. Yeah, it went over pretty well, Izzy. I feel like. Marcel, you sweet thing, you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. A little fish in the kitchen. That's Marcel. She's over there cooking it up. Maybe we can get her, drop her link in there. I love her cooking channel. It's great to be back, and I'm not 100%. I guess this is part of the show where I need to kind of have a little transparency, let you know what's going on. I've had to go back on antibiotics again, and they've got to get this under control before I have a colonoscopy. I've had to postpone my colonoscopy because of another damn round of antibiotics. I'm fighting hard, everybody, to do everything right, you know. It's very hard to stay focused. I don't know what else to say. I've been back and forth with doctors, and you know, they're getting closer to figuring out what's going on, but it takes time. So I know that some of you may not even know what I'm talking about, but I've had some gastro issues for some time now, and one thing has led into another, you know. It's gotten to the point where I've taken way too many antibiotics. Yeah, Benny, I know. Oh my God, Robin, I just saw that you donated too. Thank you so much. You guys are being so generous tonight. I can't thank you enough. Helping me keep this channel going. I've worked so hard. How you doing, Yoda? Thank you, Janica. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. I've got so much more in me. I really do. Oh God, thank you, made it. Thank you so much. Benny, thank you. Thank you, Izzy. It's the first night I haven't had to deal with any pain for a while. You got popcorn? Hey, popcorn. That's great to see you. Thank you, Arlie. Benny, let's go. Popcorn, I think got a membership from Izzy or Benny earlier. Oh, TWP gifted a membership. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for your generosity. Tingle, tingle, tingle. And thank you, Janica. Yeah, I don't want to push it too hard, you know. We've been going for about 90 minutes already. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, Izzy and I are going to read my book soon, the screenplay that I wrote for Laissez, Bon Temps Rouler. Romski-ska, Romski. Oh my God, Izzy, stop. Man. Like 20 something memberships tonight. Huh? Naughty Nikki, Pixie Post, Mark the Spider Guy, Chill Moon. Thank you, Izzy. Hey, Laren, it's great to see you. Welcome. Yeah, we will, Izzy. It's quite an emotional thing to let your pain go for a while, especially when you've lived with it constantly, you know. Yeah, Laren, I'm hoping that I'm convalescing and this is an overlay from Edgar Allan Poe's reading of The Black Cat that I did. It's a really good one too. Y'all should go listen to that. And pop in some earbuds, you know. We're all human, right? Black cat kitty meow. Yeah. Let's see. Invented from Hardly. Moreover. Yet, mad am I not, and very surely do I not dream. But tomorrow I die, and today I would unburden my soul. My immediate purpose is to from Black Cat before we close the show. Plainly, succinctly, without comment. A series of mere household events. And their consequences? These events have terrified, have tortured, have destroyed me. Yet I will not attempt to expound them. To me, they have presented little but horror. To many they will seem less terrible than Baroque's. Hereafter, perhaps, some intelligent may be found which will reduce my phantasm to the commonplace. Some intellect more calm, more logical, and far less excitable than my own.
which will perceive in the circumstances I detail withal nothing more than an ordinary succession of very natural causes and effects. Check it, AAP. From my infancy, I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition. My tenderness of heart was so even conspicuous as to make me the jest of my companions. I was especially fond of animals and was indulged by my parents with a great variety of pets. With these I spent most of my time and never was so happy as when feeding and caressing them. This peculiarity of character grew with my growth, and in my manhood, I derived from it one of my principal sources of pleasure. To those who have cherished an affection for a faithful and sagacious dog, I need hardly be at the trouble of explaining the nature or the intensity of the gratification thus derivable. There is something in the unselfish and self-sacrificing love of a brute which goes directly to the heart of him who has had frequent occasion to test the paltry friendship and gossamer fidelity of mere man. I married early and was happy to find in my wife a disposition not uncongenial with my own. Observing my partiality for domestic pets, she lost no opportunity of procuring those of the most agreeable kind. We had birds, goldfish, a fine dog, rabbits, a small monkey, and a cat. Check it, AAP. Welcome. Blood dragoon. This latter was a remarkably large and beautiful animal, entirely black and sagacious to an astonishing degree. And speaking of his intelligence, my wife, who at heart was not a little tinctured with superstition.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you again.
Check it. Check.
This would be a good
And
one to
speaking
read.
of his
Listen through one night on
intelligence,
a
my
live,
wife,
so we'll probably replay
who
that.
at heart was not a little tinctured with superstition,
Good night,
made
everybody.
frequent allusion to the ancient popular notion, which regarded all black cats as witches in disguise. Spark it up.
Well, we'll hang out for just a minute.
Strawberry banana.
16 of us in here, so.
Pluto was his name. He was my favorite playmate. My favorite pet and playmate. Pluto. I alone fed him.
Oh my God, Grammy, stop.
And
Crazy
he attended me
nut.
wherever I went about.
Thank you. It's like almost 30 memberships tonight. He just sweet. That's okay, darling. I'll be back
even
again.
with difficulty that I could prevent
Not
him
100%
from following
yet.
me
Hey,
through the
Blood.
streets.
This is an old recording of Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat. Grammy, tingle, 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 tingle.
Our friendship lasted in this manner for several years, during which my general temperament and character
through the instrumentality of the fiend intemperance. Had I blushed to confess it, experienced a radical alteration for the worse. I mean, I guess I can keep running this out. Let's see. Might step off for a minute, but it goes
grew day by
day more moody.
I know some of y'all might want to sit around and listen, but
more regardless of the feeling of others. I suffered myself to use intemperate.
I've had about all I can take on mic, for my first night back for a while. So, but I appreciate everybody.
At length, I even offered her personal violence.
You crazy?
My pets, of course.
I hope that you get your vacation soon.
The change in my disposition. I not only neglected, but ill-used them. For Pluto, however, I still retain sufficient
Thank you, Kimmy,
to restrain me from maltreating him.
Oh my God, Marcel, thank you so much.
As I made no scruple of maltreating the rabbits.
You can't know by now, you can't tell me what to do.
When by accident.
Oh, y'all put so much color in my chat tonight. Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you too, just sweet. I haven't been well, darling. Thank you, Rumsky.
Weekend RV. You're welcome to the House of Thrones.
Missed you too. Miss you too, Kimmy.
The driver sensei. The driver sensei. Grandma Moses. Grandma Moses.
Tingle, tingle, tingle.
AAB's Variety Channel. AAB's Variety Channel.
Tell me what to do.
AAB's Variety Channel. The driver sensei. Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Welcome.
Benny, you've been with me so long. Listen to that.
Check.
One of my oldest
fans. Check, Benny. Check.
How you doing, blood? I got 21 different things.
One night, returning home, much intoxicated from one of my haunts about town, I fancied that the cat avoided my presence. I seized him when, in his fright at my violence, he inflicted a slight wound upon my hand with his teeth. The fury of a demon instantly possessed me. I knew myself no longer. My original soul seemed at once to take its flight from my body in a more than fiendish malevolence. Gin nurtured, thrilled every fiber of my frame. I took from my waistcoat pocket a penknife, opened it, grasped the poor beast by the throat, and deliberately cut one of its eyes from the socket. I blush, I burn, I shudder, while I pen the damnable atrocity. Check.
Joe, the crocheting shawl sailor. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. Sagenta. Sagenta, when reason returned with the morning. When I slept off the fumes of the night's debauch, I experienced sentiment half of horror, half of remorse for the crime for which I had been guilty. But it was at best a feeble and equivocal feeling, and the soul remained.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
I again plunged into excess and soon drowned in wine all memory of the deed. In the meantime, the cat slowly recovered. The socket of the lost eye presented, it is true, a frightful appearance, but he no longer appeared to suffer any pain. He went about the house as usual, but, as might be expected, fled in extreme terror at my approach. I had so much of my old heart left as to be at first grieved by this
Nikki.
evident dislike on the part of
How
a
you doing?
creature which had once so loved me. But this soon gave place to irritation, and then came, as if to my final and irrevocable overthrow, the spirit
That's right, Ben.
of perverseness. Of this spirit, philosophy takes no account. Yeah, I'm not so more sure that my soul lives than I am of that perverseness is one of the primitive impulses of the human heart, one of the indivisible primary faculties or sentiments which give direction to the character of man. Who has not 100 times found himself committing a vile or stupid action for no other reason than because he knows he should not.
Check.
Have we not a perpetual inclination in the teeth of our best judgment to violate that which is law? Merely because we understand it to be such? This spirit of
Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
came to my final overthrow.
We'll pick this up on the next one or something. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night.
Angela.